Often what happens with calls, when others start repeating them back to you, you realize that maybe you have a little something. If he didn't say it, it would be wrong. But I can imagine Howie, as he's saying it, pumping his fist in lefty form. Put it in the books. Like that just works. It's perfect.
It's like part of the experience. Like, you're happy your team won, but it's not validated until you hear that phrase. For Howie, that's a great one. And I have my Howie bobblehead with the stack of books that they gave out a couple years ago, so I'll always have that to look at.
Some announcers force a phrase, and that usually doesn't work. I think of Howie with literally a book in front of him of notes. It signifies the end of a game. In his case, the Mets won.
There has never been anyone who could possibly say that they were any prouder to be a New York Met than I am. And you can put that in the books.
It meant the world to go in with Gary. I think there's some symmetry there. That Mets logo can be found permanently embedded on my heart. I was just staring at that logo for a moment thinking, I guess I'm now a part of that logo too, by virtue of being in their Hall of Fame.
I get to see Howie Rose for all of the years that built up to this and all of the experiences that he has and all the huge calls that he's had. He wants to pass along the booth to somebody. He wants to see that person do well. There's a huge age gap between us. He's in his 70s, I'm in my 30s. He loved the fact that I would rib him for being an old man. That's, in fact, his daughter Alyssa told me, tell him he's old. He likes that. The thing that really helped was that playoff run in 24. You know, you have the national TV broadcast, which are other voices that people are not used to, so they listen to the radio. He was ready from pitch one, and that level of intensity was, it's not there in May and June because it doesn't have to be.
I remember doing an interview on camera with Pete, a kid who was a rookie playing in New York and specifically for the Mets. He loved every bit of it, and I just looked at him and said, Pete, don't ever change.
It's funny because the game's moving so fast, but he does such a good job of illustrating everything in such a very specific but yet simple way. He has just such an unbelievable perspective, unbelievably beautiful perspective on the game.
Building up the moment by contextualizing the story. That's why it is a perfect piece of art, I'll call it. The Pete Alonso home run, because it begins in the on-deck circle. That build-up was exactly how every Met fan was feeling deep down, even if you couldn't articulate that. You know, you're right, this is a huge moment for Pete. He might not be here anymore. He needs to have a big swing. This season that's been magical is going to come to an end.
If you're a script writer and you think back to Pete Alonso's career with the Mets and the chance that this could be his final at-bat as a Met, the tying runs are on. The Brewers lead 2-0, and here is Alonso.
What's going through my head is a lot different than kind of how he paints it, because anytime you kind of think of the drama or the game or what it means, if you kind of think of it in that way, the moment passes you by and you can never really capture it. For me, I was just kind of locked in, just trying to do my job, which is get a good pitch to hit and hit it hard.
3-1 to Alonso. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball to right field. Pretty well hit. Freeland back at the wall. He jumps. It's gone. He did it. He did it. Pete Alonso with the most memorable home run of his career. Pete Alonso keeps this fairy tale season going with the fairy tale swing of his career.
It's friggin' magic when he makes a call like that. He did it, he did it. Everything that comes after that, off the cuff, was perfect. Was a perfect call. And I want to be that when I'm 70 years old, right? This is Howie Rose at his peak performance, and me just kind of going, I'm sitting there realizing, holy shit, I just heard Mato 2.0. Like, I cannot believe that just happened. Oh yeah, I got to talk now.
What happened on the plane afterwards was ridiculously surreal, because that doesn't happen. When I got onto the plane, somebody had the idea, it'd be really cool if we played the call over the loudspeaker. Maybe some of the players hadn't heard it, and they erupted. I just remember going, Pete, and I wanted him to come up so I could give him a hug. I didn't want to walk back there. That's Badlands territory for announcers.
Ethan Wilson from the Mets, who was on the plane and figured out how to put this up, and they normally are telling you to, put your tray tables up, but instead of a play over the speaker system, got up and, made his way back and high-fiving his way down the aisle.
These players, they're around these guys every day, and I think most of them understand the importance that they have in this world. Some players do appreciate the announcers. That's not normal.
It's not just a player thing, it's an organizational thing for him to kind of illustrate that and kind of bring the emotion and the whole weight of the situation. He did just such a great job.
A moment in time that will be frozen forever because it doesn't happen. Pete, you were the central figure in that, so thank you, and I trust that you and your family are having fun in Baltimore.